Hello everyone, Joe Macaroni here, and how are you today? I hope well. I have something I want to chat with you about today. I think you'll find it rather humorous. I hope you will. I've dug up some strange laws of the United States of America for different states. Things you probably never heard of or never thought of. You almost can't make these laws up. So I'm going to give you some selected states and the laws that they have. And I'm doing this alphabetically, okay? So in Arizona, now pay attention if you live in Arizona, because this is important. Donkeys are not allowed to sleep in bathtubs. You got that? You Arizonians, do not let your donkey sleep in the bathtub. That is against the law. Now in California, the great state of California, anything could and will happen. This applies to ladies. Women cannot drive wearing house coats. You cannot drive, ladies, if you've got a house coat on. You probably can drive naked, but you can't drive with a house coat. In Florida, and I feel bad, and I actually know somebody who did this and never got caught. Unmarried women cannot parachute on Sundays. So if you're an unmarried woman, check your calendar. If you're thinking of going for a jump, don't do it on a Sunday. They may be waiting for you. We'll slip down here to Idaho. Now in Idaho, I don't know too many people from Idaho. And I hope this is not the case, but cannibalism is illegal except for survival. So what they're saying is you better not eat anybody unless you are desperately hungry, and to survive, you're going to do that. So that's in Idaho. So be careful when you go there, all right? We don't want anything to happen to you. Massachusetts, the cradle of something or other. I want to say cradle of liberty, but that's Philadelphia. Massachusetts. This is important too. I really think this is a very important law. No gorillas are allowed in the car back seats. If you take your gorilla for a ride, you have to put the gorilla in the front seat. And be sure to buckle them up too. Because there are no gorillas allowed in the back seat of cars in Massachusetts. Now here's another one. Thinking about animals. And you go to Montana. Montana. Way out in Montana. Sheep have to have a chaperone if they're going to ride in the cab of a truck. So, if a sheep wants to ride with you in your truck, you better make sure you got a chaperone for that sheep. Otherwise, kaplooey, you're in trouble. And maybe the sheep is too. I don't know. But that's what happens in Montana. So be very careful in Montana when you're riding around with sheep. You better have a chaperone. That could be a good job too. I mean, if you like sheep, you don't mind the smell, you could probably hire yourself out as a sheep chaperone. That's pretty hard to say, sheep chaperone. Oh God, this is New Jersey. I don't know why this comes from New Jersey. Most people I know in New Jersey are relatively sane. Men cannot knit. Cannot knit, men. You know knitting? Men cannot knit during fishing season. So in fishing season in New Jersey, whenever that is, any man getting caught knitting is breaking the law. I know if I go to New Jersey, I will not knit. Of course, I don't know how anyway, but assuming I did. In New York, this one I almost can't believe, but it's true. It's against the law. Throwing balls at people's heads for fun is prohibited. So you cannot throw a ball at somebody's head just for fun, because that's prohibited, and that means you're breaking the law. Now, I assume if you're throwing the ball at someone's head because you hate their ass, that's okay. So if your police come, you say, I wasn't doing it for fun. I really wanted to bop that SOB. Okay, so that's what you're going to be careful for in New York. In North Carolina, this is kind of mild, but kind of stupid. Beer and pretzels cannot be served together. So if you go in a bar in North Carolina and you order a beer and they bring you pretzels, don't eat them. Don't. No, because beer and pretzels cannot be served together in North Carolina. Next thing you know, you'll be in a North Carolina jail. Why? You ate pretzels with beer. How could you ever do that? What was wrong with you? In North Dakota, certain crimes won't be prosecuted on Sundays in North Dakota. I have no idea what those crimes are. I mean, maybe you could shoot somebody on Sunday and get away with it, or bop them over the head with one of those balls from New But certain crimes are not a problem on Sundays in North Dakota. In Oregon, you best not go hunting in a cemetery. If you get caught hunting in a cemetery, you're in deep doo-doo. Why you'd want to hunt in a cemetery anyway, I have no clue. But assuming you do, you're in trouble. So be very, very careful in Oregon when you're hunting. If you see a sign that says cemetery, avoid it. Go shoot somewhere else. Go to New York and throw a ball at somebody's head. Okay. Where am I here? Pennsylvania. Honestly, you can't make these up. In Pennsylvania, catching fish with your mouth is unlawful and illegal. Catching fish with your mouth is illegal. So I assume that people in Pennsylvania say, I think I'll go fishing tonight or today. I'm going to jump in the pond, open my mouth, and catch a fish. It's illegal. I don't know who prosecutes you, the game warden or the fish, but it's illegal. Don't do it. Don't do it. In the great little state of Rhode Island, biting off someone's limbs, that means your arm, your leg, your something, biting off someone's limbs is forbidden. It is unlawful. If somebody bites off your arm, they're going to jail. Conversely, if you bite off their leg, you're going with them. So do not bite off a limb while you're in Rhode Island. It's a small state, so you can get through it quick. So if you're going to bite somebody's limb, wait till you get to Massachusetts or Connecticut. Okay? But in Massachusetts, be careful. For all you know, there might be a gorilla in the car. Okay? There might be a gorilla in the car. In South Dakota, there's no sleeping whatsoever in cheese factories. Please don't sleep in a cheese factory in South Dakota. I don't know why. Maybe the cheese doesn't like it. But you can't sleep in the cheese factory in South Dakota. In South Carolina, minors are barred from pinball machines. No, basically, who plays pinball machines? It's minors. But not in South Carolina. They're barred from playing pinball machines. I used to like to play, pinball machines when I was a kid. I was pretty good at it, too. If I go down to South Carolina, I'm okay. But I don't know. I wouldn't take a young kid with me because they'd be in trouble and I probably would get arrested, too. In Texas does a lot of crazy things, I think. I really do. In Texas, it's against the law to sell eyeballs. That's right. You heard it here. You heard it here. Right here you heard it. It's against the law. Against the law to sell eyeballs. Inspector Clouseau would say, against the law, against the law. Okay, in Vermont, I feel bad for ladies in Vermont because, ladies, if you live in Vermont, you need your husband's permission to get dentures. You need your husband's permission. So I would assume it'd be a good idea you take very good care of your teeth because your husband might say, I am not letting you get dentures. And you're going to walk around like this for the rest of your life with no teeth. So be kind to your husband or get divorced or whatever if you want dentures in Virginia. And finally, in Washington State. Finally, we got to the end here. And I want you to know that it's a crime to harass Bigfoot in Washington. It is illegal. So if you happen to be walking along a trail and you see Bigfoot, don't go like, or make fun of him, because it's illegal. Notwithstanding, Bigfoot will kick the crap out of you, but you better not make fun of him, because he won't go to jail. You'll go to jail for harassing Bigfoot in Washington. That's it. Strangest laws I can find in the United States. Can you imagine them? I don't know where the hell they all came from. I'm Joe Macaroni. This is Joe Macaroni Explains It All. Thanks for joining me today. Bye-bye.